I'm one of the people in skating pond. My name is Kelly.
I'm Peyton, also in skating pond.
And I'm Kurtis, also in skating pond.
We listened to X. Like, I was raised on X. We listened to them religiously. Was pretty obsessed with them. Really liked Exene's harmonies. And then Peyton used to check the local shows at the venue, like our local venue every week, and she saw that Exene was doing a solo set there. She's like, we have to go. And so we did, and we came and we geeked out on her and wore her down, and she gave us her email address. And we became friends. How would you tell it?
Well, my story, which is extremely accurate and etched in my brain forever, was I was on tour with my solo band and Dexter Romweber and Sarah, his sister, and it was a really good, two really good bands, but it was kind of a bleak tour if you mentally for people, I think, for us. And due to circumstances beyond our control, the universe was not being kind to the people involved. We were in Oklahoma City. It was winter time. The club was black. I'd written a song that day called Dirty Snow in Oklahoma. I was kind of depressed a little bit. Not depressed. It's not really depressed. Maudlin. Maudlin, that comes from Mary Magdalene, meaning drunk on sorrow. Anyway, and it was a kind of dark night, and then all of a sudden there was this incredible, like, two little girls lit up the whole entire room with their happiness of being there, and it made everything better. And Cindy Wasserman from Dead Rock West was in my band, and we both were so happy to meet these two gals. And they were really little, like 8 maybe? 8 or 9.
Yeah, I was young.
And and Kelly told me that they had a band, they made a record, and I said, oh, well, if I give you my email, will you stay in touch and send me the record? And then they sent it to me, and it was so good I couldn't believe it. So I was like, yeah, I knew those girls were good. I mean, you could just tell. No, it's just so great, though. I mean, all the songs on that record are so good, and the hand-done cover as well. It was just very, reminded me of the early punk days quite a bit.
You suggested it.
Yeah, I just wanted to work with them.
Flipped out.
Because I thought they were really good, and I just wanted to do something with them artistically, creatively. You know, I learned from Ray Manzarek, who produced the first 4 X records, is there's something about this band you love enough that you want to produce them. So let them make their record. That's the main thing. You're there to help them make choices and to be an outsider that understands when you sing this way it's better, when you sing this way and that is more in key than this, and that's a little slow, let's try it again, but they were already there. You know, you're more or less just being the objective voice in the room.
Yeah.
You didn't really have to do much with these guys.
You gave me a lot. You made me and Peyton feel very confident in our voices.
Confidence, yeah.
Like,
That's what you do as a producer, confidence, right?
It was really kind of a larger than life experience for us. I remember making all these notes of things to like pretty much shout at you the second you got off the plane, so that you would know I'm taking this seriously.
Oh, right, I remember, yeah.
And we should have cello on this song, and I think we should do you think we should cut 4 seconds off that one? I think we should cut 4 seconds off that one.
Yeah, I was like, well, I just gotta get my bags. And one of my favorite things about skating club, besides the fact of how prolific they are, and the level of creativity and intelligence and the originality, which are all my favorite, originality especially, that they can keep coming up with new songs in such a short amount of time. But also my favorite thing about them is that they're not compromised, and they're not naive, and they don't let people take advantage of them, and they're really hardworking and sober in why they're doing this. In the punk scene, we were all like wasted out of our minds, we were drunk, we were crazy, we didn't think we'd live very long, and we didn't care, and the wheels were going to fall off, and it didn't matter. We still worked hard. But this is a whole different thing, and I have a lot of respect for that kind of ability. I couldn't do it. I couldn't have done it at that age.
Oh, thank you.
I do.
Which one?
Carrots.
Carrots. Oh, man.
Carrots is a masterpiece of young, turbulent thoughts being creatively, like I just picture this crayon coloring of a carrot when I hear that song. It's a really great song. They're all great songs.
I'm so glad you like it. Yeah, that was one of the lyrics I was insecure about was, you know, the bridge was just carrots, they're green at the top and they're orange on the bottom. And I was like, is that just stupid? Is it just silly? And you're like, no, it's great. It's perfect. It's true.
It's Dada kind of. Because it's like you're singing it in a really angry voice, and it's almost it's just a strange kind of way of personifying anger. Like there's something wrong with carrots. Like they're green on the top and orange on the bottom. Like there's something inherently, universally screwed up about that, and that's why you're mad. But obviously that's not why you're mad or angry. And it's just, I don't know. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, I got that lyric from a toddler's TV show that my little brothers were watching. It was just like, it was like a weird, like, it wasn't even in an episode of a show, it was like a middle, like an ad or something, and it was like, carrots, they're green at the top and they're orange at the bottom. And I remember I didn't have a line for that bridge, so I just like used it. I mean, I go in phases like listening to any of my own songs and being like, this is terrible, you're a joke, you're terrible, and being like, wow, like, this is really spectacular, I did something really fucking cool here. Like, and the last time I listened to All of Us Wonderful, that's how I felt. It was like, wow, this is like really special. This is I think I was 10 or 11 on the recordings, and I was like, this is me. I'm glad that I wasn't trying to be something older. I'm glad I wasn't trying to be someone else. Like, this is me when I was 11 years old. It's pretty fucking cool.
I was telling them, well, there was an old television show when I was little. It was in black and white. It's called Queen for a Day. And in the early 60s, television was like, you know, there were three channels, and that was it. And they went off at night with the, you know, the national anthem or something, and then in the morning they came out with the Indian in the, you know that?
Don't remember the Indian.
Okay, so test pattern with an Indian chief with the feathers. Anyway, so there was very limited TV. So like when you were homesick from school, whatever was on during the day was like if you were going to watch TV. And there was this really sad daytime show that was kind of like an early reality show called Queen for a Day, where there was an MC and a woman came on the show, like a housewife, and whoever had the saddest, baddest, worst story would win a prize, and they would be Queen for a Day. And the one show that I'll never forget was this woman. She was heavy set. She looked kind of sick. And when she was picked Queen for a Day at the end of the show, I think there might have been an audience, they put her on this throne and put this kind of like ermine-like robe and this kind of crooked crown on her and a scepter. What she wanted was like a washing machine. And I always, so that's Queen. It's sad to be Queen for a Day.
Yeah, and it kind of like, you know, it's like the whole purpose of that show is racking up pity by being as like vulnerable and just like helpless as you can be. And so then we kind of took that a little bit as a theme for the record, just making it about being like, I mean, just a lot of the lyrics very, very vulnerable, and just like I wrote as characters who were just like so helpless sometimes, and just kind of not pathetic, but you know, yeah.
Well, it's part of life. I mean, you know, and we are rewarded now for adversity points, right? But you know, it's like anything, you know. But that's not what the lyrics, you know, the lyrics have a lot more to them than, it's not about that lady, you know, it's about that word, that phrase was taken out of that memory and put into a new context. But that's the background of why Queen for a Day. I'm just in there a little bit. But the lyrics we wrote together, so that's one of the things about that.
You wrote all the lyrics. You sent them to me, and
most of them,
like in the text. And the only lyrics I wrote was to just because I wrote more song than I had words for. And I was like, does this fit? I'd always check with Exene. Does this feel like the same train of thought? But yeah, no, we were super stoked about that. That was after our first or second tour together. You sent me that text.
Yeah.
And we just quickly got together that song. I know, and yeah, I was really nervous to ask Exene if she'd sing on it. But she was just there. It's kind of like,
yeah, and so then they've toured with us quite a bit, you know, again now, first night in Detroit. And then Kelli and I wrote 2 songs together, and then we recorded them. They're not done yet. So that's
Yeah.
for another, whatever side thing we want to do. So yeah, we went from, that was a long way. Well, I don't know what year it was when we met. Was it 2011? 10?
2000, yeah. 9 or
Yeah.
10.
So we did a lot in 9 years. I could give them the phone book. It would do it justice. It doesn't matter. I could write something right now off the top of my head and they could make a song out of it tomorrow.
Well, okay, like my first tours were with X, so it's like, I don't know, it's just kind of like home on the road, like it's just like a big like family of people. Like when we get in, you know, like it's like, hey, Alex.
Your first show with Katie probably was
Was
X in
X.
Portland.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I played that Portland show, and then it's just been,
I mean, for sure, yeah.
yeah, it was crazy.
What makes it so great is like, I mean, every single night their set's different. Like they never play a song the same way, you know, like, and that's really special and exciting to be around, because if you tour with other bands, like, you know, even if they change the set list, a lot of times it's more or less the same thing. Like it can be choreographed, and that's cool, and everyone has their own thing, and that can be really special too. But X, it's always like so different. I mean, your delivery, it's really exciting to watch. It's so inspiring, and I will never get sick of watching you guys live. And then also, I just love those songs, and I feel like I like hear the lyrics better too, like every night, and I just like, or maybe not hear them better, but like understand them better, like seeing it live. And you all have your own like big personalities, like, and they're all very, very different too. So I could watch a set of just any member of X every night. And then yes, they're very, very friendly and very like generous with like, you know, cool compliments and being fun and sweet to us, and giving us some of their green room snacks, which is really nice.
What I like about it too is that Billy loves skating Polly. He loves the whole band. And there's nothing worse than starting a tour with a band and then you're going to play for like 2 weeks together, and Billy comes back and says, after the first show, goes, "Who picked this band?" And I go, "I did." He goes, "They suck." And then he walks away. And he's not kidding. He is very opinionated, you know, and he knows what he likes and he knows what he doesn't like. He's got great musical taste. Really great. Oh, obviously, you know who he is. But what's bad about playing with us? Anything?
Nothing, but I'm really scared of Billy and Mike. I love them to death, but I'm always scared I'm going to say something stupid in front of either of them. Today, Billy was telling me about his knee surgery, and I was just like, I couldn't think of any questions, because I was like, I should know more about this, I should know less about this, I don't want to, I don't know. Because I like them a lot, and I know they like me, I don't want to lose their respect. That's high respect to have.
Nausea or White Girl, I think. Those are my top two. I don't know.
Come back to me.
Oh, I thought you meant.
She likes to get me. No.
No, that's my favorite.
I really, really like Because I Do. I fucking love the lyrics to that song. I also love Motel Room in My Bed. Like, I have to listen to that one on tour because it's just how I always feel. Is that what's called? Did I fuck up the name of it?
One time in my bed.
Yeah, Motel Room.
I like Louder in Outer Space a lot, and sometimes that's the one I listen to the most. But I like everything from, like, I don't know. I like some of the ones you don't play live that you can only listen to on record sometimes. But my brain can't think, so I can't think of titles, which is, you know, typical of me lately. But yeah, I like that one a lot live. I like that one a lot live too because it's so perfect on the record, and sometimes it's hard to recreate something live that's like a masterpiece on a record, you know. And I think that one. Well, that's true about all your records, that they sound good live. You know?
Thank you.
Audie Moore I like a lot.
Oh, See How We Are. I love that song.
Mm-hmm.
You guys did
I
it
mean,
live once.
Kelly, what's that one that is, it's on the acoustic record.
Oh, The Stage.
Yeah, that one.
I love that song.
Ooh, and then, shoot, I can't remember the name.
Yeah, I'm not good with titles, honestly. Well, it's taking a long time to finish because he did it all himself pretty much. I mean, really, right? I mean, I don't think anybody really, I mean, sometimes people help film it, but he really did everything himself, and so he had to get sound editors. And where it's at right now is the sound editors are still working on it, and then it has to do all this legal stuff, because when you make something, you have to have it run it by legal and have every word written down so it can be approved or disapproved, so that no one's in trouble, because that's the way things are now. You can't just like renegade, do shit. But I don't know, I think it's done. I hope it's done, because I kind of wanted it to come out like 2 years ago, because I just want it to be out. But I think the longer it takes, in a way, kind of the cooler it is, because so much time has gone by since the original filming, even, that they have like this whole new huge audience that doesn't know their past.
Yeah.
And that will be kind of a really neat revelation when they see it. But it's going to be really good. I've seen a dozen or more rough cuts of it, and I love it. I think it's great.
Have you guys seen
I've
rough cuts?
Did you guys watch the whole cut?
I watched the whole cut before.
Oh yeah, I watched it. I watched it. It is really good.
But it changes, it might change again, so I don't know. We'll see.
It might be bad next time.
Yeah, it might be, I don't think it'll be bad either, but yeah, he'll be done with it when he's done with it, but it's going to be really good when it's done. We wanted to build up a little, what do you call it, tension? Expectation. No, because we didn't have any reason to, but I've been pushing for us to record for 10 years at least, constantly. And so we did a Kickstarter, we released the live in South America record. And then I think once everyone realized that a lot of people wanted it and we made money from it, that it was actually an okay idea to record. Because I think what happened was, especially Billy was like, why make a record? It's going to be online for free. It's going to be streamed. You don't get royalties for streaming. Why spend $50,000 or whatever it would cost for us to make an album just to give it away? We don't have that kind of energy or money. And now that there's been a law that the lame, useless Congress finally got up and wrote that the executive branch, which is Donald Trump, by the way, signed into law, which now pays royalties finally. So somebody finally in our government did something for artists, which is kind of, I never expected it. So there's going to be a third branch of royalty, compilers besides BMI and ASCAP. I don't know what it's going to be called or when they're going to get around to doing it, But so it's like, okay, you can make a record now. People are actually buying vinyl. People are actually going to pay us for streaming if it gets up on there. And we just got all our records back from Warner Brothers after 35 years, because you can get that now. And then we found out, wow, this is great, because every time it shows in a television show now or a movie, we get the money. And before, Warner's got it. So it was like, oh, I saw you, I heard your song on a television show. It's like, please don't tell me, I don't want to know. And so now I think it's apparent to the band that it's not a waste of time to put out a song, that it isn't just sucked up into the atmosphere.
Their new songs are great.
So we recorded 5 songs, and we have 5 or 6 more new ones we're going to get to recording that we're working on, that are done. They just need to be, well, we need to sit down and work out the parts, but their melody and the music and words are done. And we're working with Rob Schnauf, who's a really great producer. He produced a bunch of people, but most notably Beck's Loser song is what he's, why people know him, but he's just a great producer for a lot of people. So we're working with Fat Possum. We licensed the first 4 records to them. And we're putting out a single in a couple of months that Henry did a video for. Henry, the aforementioned Henry. And then,
great video.
We're going to put out a single, and then people can say, when's the album coming out? Which is really what they're going to say, but we want to hear Jason, the merchandise guy, will have to hear that all the time. I don't know when the album's coming out. Ask the band.
Well, me and Exene want to record our songs together really, really badly. And I'm really stoked about this. Like, every time I have a free second to work on songs, I don't even want to work on my own songs. I'm just like looking at lyrics I have of Exene's and writing melodies to them. So that's one of the things. We're going to Europe soon, and then
When you go to Europe?
October.
October.
You guys are always going to Europe.
Yeah.
Where are you going? Because I'm going to Italy in October.
Oh, we're not going to Italy.
Are you in
We're
Italy?
going, no, we're going to France.
France, Germany,
Are we going to
UK.
Spain this time?
No,
Are we doing-
I told.
We're not doing Sweden?
We're not doing Spain. I don't know. We might be doing Sweden.
I hope we do that one place. Okay.
Yeah, that one place was awesome.
More, so we're gonna probably record another album again at some point
Maybe.
soon. We just released 2 new songs.
Yeah.
When you release a new song, like the first thing people say is, "Oh, and when's the next album?" I feel like even when you do an album, it's like, "And when's the next album?" Listen to this one.
Just be like us and don't do anything, and then no one can ask you. We just made a demo right now, and so we're going to try to see what we come up with over. Hopefully not. And she's a lot faster than I am, so Kelly is. So maybe we won't.
You're so fast with lyrics, shut up.
But I'm not fast with finishing things, and that's where you come in because I might procrastinate on. I like the initial like this, but I don't necessarily always want to work on things to the end. But maybe, I don't know, that's what's good about that. We don't really know or care what we'll do. We just know we're going to do something, and we might end up making an album. And then, you know, we might take over the world. And
Yeah,
then
we'll probably take over the world.
I'm the base of the boardwalk. Hair teased up, I'm torn up. I'm gonna think myself silly till I'm not silly anymore. I'm gonna make myself silly till I'm not really anymore. And I think I'm gonna be okay. And I'll be
pizza time.
So hungry, I'm gonna eat some breakfast.
I bet you guys are starving.
I didn't.
Queen Forest.